So I'm going to get started on the butterscotch pie filling. Now I have a saucepan here that I have 1.5 cups of packed brown sugar. I have a 1/3 cup of self-rising flour. And I'm going to add in 2 1/4 cups of whole milk. There's 2 1/4 cup. I'm using evaporated milk. I always use evaporated milk for these kinds of pies. And I'm going to add in my egg yolks. This is 3 egg yolks. It's been slightly beaten. Now I'm going to whisk this till it's smooth. Then I'm going to turn the heat on about a medium heat. And I'm going to stir and cook this on about a medium low until it starts to thicken and heat up. So I just keep stirring it while I'm heating it up constantly to make it smooth, to get all the flour clumps out, which it will do. I use a whisk. And I want to say I've already got my pie crust made ahead. This is a 9-inch pie crust that I baked ahead of time. This is a pre-baked one. I pre-baked it, but it was a frozen pie crust that I just used. You can use whatever kind of pie crust you want. And if you wanted, you could use a graham cracker crust as well for this. I like a graham cracker crust with a butterscotch pie too. So as soon as this comes to a boil, you're going to cook it and stir for 4 minutes. As you see, it's starting to simmer, and I have been stirring it the whole time. Look how smooth it is. Now I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 4 minutes. And I'm going to stir it constantly, and it's going to start thickening up. All right, now the pie filling is done, and I just moved it over here so y'all can see. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I'm going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of maple extract. If you don't want to do maple extract, do vanilla extract. Do about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. But I think for this pie, maple extract just sets it off and makes it taste so good. So good. And you just want to stir this up until the butter is melted. Ooh, I got a good whiff of that. Smells so good. Y'all, this was my mommy's favorite pie. The last time I made this, I took some of it to her. She loved butterscotch pie. And I like butterscotch pie too. I think it's good, but now I don't do meringue. So the recipe is in my cookbook. If you have the cookbook, it's on page, can't see without my glasses. Y'all, lordy goodness, 82. It's on page 82, and it's called Butterscotch Cream Pie because I topped mine with a whipped cream, with homemade whipped cream, because I like it better that way. But if you want to put meringue on it, then go right ahead. I'm just not a meringue eater. I don't like meringue. I don't put meringue on pies. I really don't. Not around here, we don't. We just don't like it. But hey, to each their own. It's okay. It's still a good pie, y'all. So you're just going to pour your filling right into your pie. Look at that. How good, creamy that looks. Y'all, when I was growing up, for holidays, and we always got together at my mama's house, my mom's mother. We all lived in a holler. We all lived together in the same holler, just about all of us. Not all of Mommy's sisters, but Mom's sister and her brother lived in the same holler as her mom and dad did, and we did too. So, but all my cousins and my aunts and uncles would all gather around, and we always piled up in my mama's and papa's little house for holidays and stuff. And one of the, this is one of the pies that I always remember having was butterscotch pie. And butterscotch or homemade chocolate pie or banana pudding. That's about the only kind of desserts we'd have. We'd have some cake, maybe yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Mama would make that. I made one of them not too long ago. And that was the kind of desserts we had. Warm banana pudding, y'all remember that? Now, I'm not a fan of warm banana pudding. I like banana pudding made with the instant pudding mix, but my mama would make that kind of stuff. And that was the kind of desserts we had growing up in Southeast Kentucky in 10-Yard Holler. And this is one of them. Every year, just about for Thanksgiving or Christmas, there would be a butterscotch pie, usually some kind of sweet potato casserole, or we didn't do pumpkin pie. Believe it or not, we didn't do pumpkin pie much. Nobody really liked it, but everybody always wanted a butterscotch pie, a chocolate pie, and banana pudding. That's pretty much what we had. But this is delicious, and I'm gonna lick. Y'all, this is so good. Yep, I'm licking the filling. So good. Got an old-timey taste, y'all. That is so good. Now I'm going to let it cool down to room temperature. Then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator to cool down, to chill. So once I get it cooled down to room temperature, I'm going to cool it for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to top it with some good old whipped topping. Homemade whipped topping, I'm going to use homemade whipped cream, but if you don't want to do homemade whipped cream and you don't want to do meringue, just a tub of Cool Whip will do on this too. Whatever your preference is. But y'all, look at that. It's already just pretty as it can be in it. All right, so we're gonna let it cool down, and then we'll put the whipped topping on. Now for the whipped cream, you're gonna pour in your stand mixer, or you're gonna use a hand mixer. You're gonna need about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and it needs to be heavy whipping cream, and about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and you're just going to whisk this up until it starts to form stiff peaks. I'm just going to gradually bring up my mixer. It's almost ready. A little bit more. All right, now it's time to put the whipped cream onto the cooled pie. Now, I did add a splash of vanilla to my whipped cream, and there's nothing like homemade whipped cream, y'all. And this is a lot. If this makes a little too much whipped cream for you, if you don't want to pile it really high, you could save it. Just put it in save your old Cool Whip containers, put your whipped cream in, and you can use it. This would be really good in coffee. Oh, put it on top of your coffee or your hot chocolate. There's always a use for good old homemade whipped cream. So I just pile mine right on top of this pie. I like a lot, so I do. It does make, the 2 cups will make quite a bit. I'm gonna save a little bit because I might want some on top of my coffee tomorrow. Let me get my spatula. Yeah, here we go. And you're just going to, what I do is I start from the middle and bring it down to the sides and make it look really pretty. Like, I kind of like to mound the whipped cream up in the center, but bring it all the way down to the edges. If you wanted to pipe this on, you could make it look really pretty and just put it in a piping bag, and you could pipe this on, but I just kind of swoop it and swirl, swoop and swirl, the old timey way, swoop and swirl. and just make it look all pretty. You could decorate this with some mini Butterfinger chips if you wanted. You could decorate it with all kinds of cute stuff if you wanted to. But I just make it look pretty, like with the swirls and the swoops. That way it still looks kind of old-timey. Not all too professional like. I'm not a professional by no means, but like something like Mama would have done. Just put it on there. Simple is better always. And just make it look like that. And there we go. Good old butterscotch cream pie. Now, I'm not going to be taste testing this because I'm going to be taking this to somebody. So somebody gets to eat this, y'all. So I take food to people quite often and use, I like to, I mean, what better way to let people know you're thinking about them or whatever than take them a nice pie. So there you go. They're going to be getting this pie right here. A good old butterscotch cream pie. I hope you make it, especially for the holidays, y'all. This will be a hit on your holiday table. Thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, just good eating. Bye, guys.